All right, welcome back to the WCS Europe Season 2 Group A, as we now have our final match on the way. And it's going to be a good one. Round of 16 spot is on the line.
Yeah, it's Tefel versus Elfi, and as I retweeted, are you ready for this? Are your brains ready for it? I did retweet Morrow. Thank you very much for sending in some tweets. If you want to do that as well, hashtag WCS. Yes. These are our two players for the finals match of the day. Tefel from Poland versus Elfi from Finland. That's the one. My mind blanked. I'm sorry.
How can you forget?
I know. I saw the flag and was like, yeah, there it is, Finland. And I knew it without the flag too. But yeah, a crazy game coming up. This is a rematch from DreamHack. They were in the same group in the round of 32 in a three-way tie that unfortunately for Elfi, despite having 2 wins and 1 loss, didn't make it out after beating Tasia and Thorzin, but losing versus Tefel. Tefel was the guy that advanced through with Tasia, who then moved on to play against Life. Imagine if Elfi play Life, that rematch would have happened. OMG. For some of you that may not get that, Elfi played against Life a long time ago. And not DreamHack, Iron Squid. I think about it more closely now. I cast it with Total Biscuit. Iron Squid, it was a silly, silly series. And that could have happened again, but it was, of course, Tefel that did it, and then unfortunately fell short versus StarTale Life. But now, Elfi has the chance for rematch. Revenge in the rematch.
He does. He does. I don't know what it is about Elfi, but whenever I think about him, I have this like silly trying to stop a smile like coming onto my face. It's really, really difficult. His cat, I believe it's called Pekka. Pekka?
His cat's Pekka?
No, well, in Finnish, because it's double K, it's pronounced long, so it's Pekka, like that, I think.
Pekka.
Something like that, yeah.
I love how Finnish people speak. Pekka.
Pekka. Aussakauppa. And all that stuff. Yeah.
I don't know Finnish that much.
Nor do I, even though I lived there for 3 years.
3 years? That's a long time, actually, in Finland. Yeah. I was only in Sweden for 18 months.
I remember the first time I met you was in Finland. I was a lowly fan. There you go.
Was that the Asus tournament?
Okay, you do remember it. Hey.
I remember meeting you, Kaelaris. Of course I do. All right, it's time to jump into the final match of the day. This is the final best of 3. Who's going to advance on? Who is going on?
We shall see as we have spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner as our red Protoss. He goes by the name of Elfi. And spawning down to the bottom right as our Zerg representative in the blue, he is Tefel from Dignitas. And in the end, I think that, you know, Whirlwind being the map that it is, Elfi, he could technically go for some craziness again if he'd want to, but as you pointed out before, Tefel is a player that can work so well when it comes to kind of just, you know, dealing with those kind of aggressive moves. He's always been very good at dealing with those kind of 2-base plays. And Elfi, as you said also before, he tried to do that during DreamHack, but it did not work in the end. So now Elfi has to mix things up a little bit here, and maybe go into a full-blown macro game here against Tefel.
Elfi never goes full macro, man. Not against Zerg.
No, you're right.
Not against Zerg. The funny thing is, so the reasoning behind it, actually I thought about this a lot today. Because actually both of us, you know, you told me how Elfi was going to play, and we chat back and forth about it. And then I thought about it a little bit more on Elfi. Against Terran, you can play defensive and sit back. You don't need to, for example, Wolf Prism drop a Terran player. Yeah. You don't need to harass them. As long as you play 100% defensive, get to 200 supply, and max out and bank money, you're in good shape. Yep. If you do that against Zerg, it doesn't work the same. Because they'll max out faster. They'll bank money faster. They'll remax faster. So the same playstyle doesn't work the same. And what we're going to see here by Elfi here, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a simple 4-gate. He's got 1 gas. He's got a bunch of Chrono Boost saved up. It was a 12 gateway, not 13, which means the Cybernetics core is a little bit faster. It can very easily just be a simple 4-gate.
Hasn't Elfi tried 3-gate Stalker aggression against Zergs recently?
It could be. I mean, let's just watch the Chrono Boost. If it goes straight into the Cyber Core, that's what it's probably going to be. The problem is the Overlord on the natural. Look at the Overlord. Does it see the Zealot? Does it see the Zealot? It's very important he sees the Zealot. Okay, because now he knows that Elfi's down there. If he hadn't seen that, he wouldn't know.
Yeah.
He didn't drone scout, but now he sees a Zealot. He's immediately taken a gas and now starting to piece this together. But he has no idea it's a simple 4-gate.
Yeah, you're right.
It's that simple.
Very, very interesting play here to kick things off from Elfi. And you were right to the point that he doesn't just go full... He's gone 5-gate. He's going for 5-gate.
Without gas.
So it's just Zealots.
Pure
Zealots. Pure Zealots.
He took out a gas, pure Zealots, 5 Zealots, 5 Zealots. Overwhelm his opponent.
And it certainly can do.
It can work. It really can.
Yeah.
It depends where the pylon is, how far away it is. Is it right at the front door? He's got a couple of Zealots to protect it. Why not?
These things are so uncommon right now, so ridiculously uncommon that it's got to the point where Zergs just don't care about them anymore. Yeah,
you need spine crawlers down. He's in trouble.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's not expecting this.
Warp Gate's about to finish up very, very soon.
He's building his that's a good surround on the Zealot. Spine is coming down, but Warp Gate's ready, seconds away, 10 Zerglings. Can he hold this?
I think he could do.
Spine and 10 Lings and 3 Queens is he at?
He's going for nothing but spine and the
he knows it's coming now. He knows it's a 4-gate or whatever. But all the Zealot's going to be too much.
I don't know. It's going to be very, very close here. The thing is that the Queens, if he micros them well enough, they can do quite a lot of damage while still microing back, whilst allowing the Spine Crawler to finish up. The Zerglings go for the engagements in the mineral line here, but that's not the best place for them to be engaging. Good. Trying to get that Stalker there as well.
There's going to be 5 more Zealots in a minute, though. Look. And another one should get warped in immediately. So 10 Zealots and a Stalker.
The thing is that I think that the more Zealots you get, it overpowers more Zerglings, right? Like, you can't just have a ton of Zerglings.
One
because
Queen down.
The Zealots get in positions like this all clumped up together, and they do really well.
You can't transfuse that Spine Crawler, right?
It's going to die.
No.
Oh, he had transfuse.
Narrowly missed it.
He had transfuse.
Narrowly missed it.
Oh, and he didn't get it in the end. And Elfi now has killed off all the Queens. There's only Zerglings still there. It's just Zealots. There's still a lot more Zerglings on the way, though, Apollo. And Speed's about to finish up.
Elfi, man. 5-gate pure Zealot. 12 Zerglings on the way. But as you said, the more Zealots that arrive, the better they are against Zerglings, even with speed. That's too many Zerglings. I mean, that's too many Zealots, no matter how many Zerglings come now.
What if he sends a few Zerglings to his opponent's main?
Then it's a weird base race.
But...
With no Queens, no drones escaped, how do you even do that? The thing is, I don't think that's the best thing to do.
Oh, Elfi.
He loses everything too fast. There's no money. The Zealots are going to shred through the 4 structures with gas.
Well, so many Zerglings, right? Like, again, because there's so many Zealots like this.
And he can easily just walk in at home too and fight with probes, right?
I think he goes... what is he going to do? He goes for this pylon, but there's still this pylon.
To be honest, as Elfi, you've got enough Zealots. You can actually start building probes and start warping units at home, even take a second gas.
Positioning yourself in this mineral line with these Zealots, it's impossible to actually do anything about that with
You actually can't kill these Zealots. You can't kill these Zealots.
Yeah, they're not going to die.
So he needs to think of another plan if he's going to try to do this. The Queen gets instantly surrounded.
Oh, lava injection.
Is he going to counterattack?
I think he has to. That's his only option.
But back at home, this is where I make a wall off with pylons and or my ramp or something, and then just make Stalkers or Sentries. Look, Stalkers and Sentries behind this. Take a second gas. Chill out, man. Chill on one base.
Yeah.
The counterattack can't work. Second gas is coming down. He's got 100 gas. It can be 2 Stalkers or a Sentry.
Here's what I think. If Tefel had gone for this base trade kind of thing a little bit earlier before this wall had got up, and then if he'd have gone over the other side of the map and made an extractor, maybe that could have worked.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, it's difficult to call circumstances, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah.
But at this point here, the wall is never going to be broken. With a Sentry and a Zealot to create... When the pylon falls on the other side of the map, the 2 Zealots take its location. So what we should look at is the other side. Like, as soon as that pylon falls, if it even does, Zealots take the replacement for the pylon, and Sentry helps to make that wall complete. And with 2 gases now, nothing but Sentries will be built.
There you go. GG. Elfi takes the first game.
Start to his sweet revenge, baby.
Seems so. 1 map up. He is now 3-2 in terms of map wins or losses over Tefel.
All time, that is.
Yes,
so.
all time. And as of late, evening things up a bit.
Starting to even things up. So let's see if he's going to open up the next map. I'm very, curious to see what the next map's going to be. But I believe that Elfi will try to be aggressive again, whether it will be a gateway expand into a 4 to 8 gate, Immortal with Mothership Core all-in. The problem is, with the bigger types of all-ins, that's where Tefel's really good at defending with. He gets Hydralisk out in time, he always gets +1 Carapace, he starts Roaches nice and early, doesn't skip the Roach Warren ever. So that's when it becomes a little bit more difficult. Do you know the next map at all? Did you manage to catch it?
Next.
No, okay. No, I didn't see, so... depending on the next map, it will see maybe, if it's Neo Planet S, we might see an Immortal all-in. If it's Akalon Waste, we may just see a normal macro game from Elfi.
It's going to be Neo or Belshir, I think. Our admin says, what's the second map? I had to relog, Neo or Belshir, and apparently Tefel didn't say.
All right.
So I assume he's going to say now.
2 base all-in on Neo Planet S from Elfi.
Yeah.
Versus Belshir.
Not too bad for macro.
I think we may just see him try to play.
Yeah.
Even if, remember now, because he's won the first map, it's going to 3 maps or 2. It's either going to win this next map or go straight to 3. Cast analysis logic once again. He can play out both maps. He can do macro game number 2 or all-in number 3. He can do the all-in number 2 and vice versa, depending on what the next map is. So whatever the case, he's going the full distance in these maps if he messes up game number 2. Tefel has to lock his defense down. That's where the key to success lies.
Well, we shall see here as we're waiting. Neo Planet S will be our second map.
All in this map.
Almost a
Tefel
guarantee.
knows that too.
Yeah.
So it's going to come down to how well is his defense set up? Does he spot it nice and early and whatnot?
But he goes for an all-in, which isn't a standard 8-gate timing or something like that.
Yeah, I'd go like an Immortal Zealot only all-in.
You mean like
map.
the 2 Immortals, like, and then just Zealots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that would be pretty good, I think, against the way that Tefel
perfect.
plays. Anything else like a usual 4-gate or 8-gate, think will get shut down quite easy.
Yeah, it's too predictable.
He could take a page out of Stardust book and go for that newish style of all-in that we saw last week at DreamHack, which is
the 3 base?
3 base with +2 attack and +1 armor. That's another type of all-in he could go for. But I truly believe that Elfi's plan is to kill.
Pretty much.
It's to kill.
I
think so.
That's a scary face.
I think he's just going to come for the kill here.
Yeah.
That seems the best way to get in to the round of 16.
To kill people?
To kill people. Nice and early, nice and fast. Whatever happens here, I mean, we talked about these 3 challenges, right? The 3 challenges, BCQT, Elfi, and Tefel. One of them will join MVP, but which one, we're about to find out. The 2 players do remain. I said earlier, and I'll say it again, I think this is probably approaching their best results in StarCraft 2. Just advancing through Challenger League into the round of 32 and out. That's good. That's impressive.
It's got to the point now where it's so prestigious to make it onto those later rounds, as we have now spawning down in the bottom left-hand corner as our blue Zerg. He is Dignitas Tefel. And spawning up to the top right-hand corner here as our red Protoss, he is Ents Elfi.
That's right. Ents Elfi. Poland versus Finland. Let's see how this is going to unravel. Potentially could be the last map of the day to open us up for Season 2. I hope that you've all enjoyed Season 2, the start of Season 2. It's not over yet. This is day 1 of day many's. And there's a lot more awesomeness to continue, especially in Season 2. It's going to be a great season. Remember, there is another day tomorrow starting at 6 p.m. Central Eastern Summer Time.
Yep.
Which is local time.
Central Europe, yeah.
Central European Summertime. That's S, right? So summertime. And that's at 6 p.m. It's going to the group containing Stefano and MC, and it's also Slivko and Shuttle. It's going to be a good group. And then, of course, the broadcast will return again next week, which will be Tuesday and Wednesday, same times again for Group C and D.
Such good groups. I mean, every single group. It's hard to say. We had this problem last season where we were looking at round of 32 and it's like, which is the group of death? But it's so hard to get.
I think they're very equal, actually.
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, Group C is pretty good with Tilo, MMA, Tails, and Mana.
Yeah, very good.
That's a good group. Next Tuesday at 6 p.m. That's going to be a good group. You know, will Tilo continue to fight well? Is MMA going to come back? How well is Tails performing? Is Mana back to how he used to play? You know, there's a great storyline set up for pretty much every group. But here we have the potential conclusion. Nexus first to begin with here. No super fast forge, super fast gateway play.
Well, it's certainly a giant deviation up from game number 1. Tefel will spot everything that's going on here, and I think he'll be content knowing that it is a Forge into the fast expansion here, or fast expansion into Forge, however you want to look at it. But the point is that Tefel, he's played against this 1,000,001 times.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing is when you play against Nexus first and Forge first, as a Zerg player, it's more comfortable to play against.
Yeah,
I'd like to describe it as comfortable because you've played against it hundreds of thousands of games. Maybe not that many, but a lot of games. And you know when to drone, how to drone, how many you can go up to, when to add the Roach one, when to add your gases and whatnot. Very simple. Against Gateway Expand, you could be encountering a fast Stargate. You know, fast 4 gateways, 8 gate. Your timings need to be a lot more precise for a lot larger of a range of builds and follow-ups from those kind of openings. But with Nexus First, it's very simple to play against. But you have to know the most important part of playing against Nexus First. Is it a Stargate or Robo follow-up after the Subnets core is done?
And I think here from Elfi, well, actually, that being said, there's been many a times Elfi has actually gone for a Stargate opener with Phoenix and then led into an Immortal all-in, which I've seen a few times. It was quite a long time ago, but that has been certainly part of his repertoire. But I want to hazard the Robo opening here from Elfi.
The Robo opening has its strengths and weaknesses. We talk about that for a little bit here. If you open straight to Robo and you play macro, you instantly lose versus Mutalisks. That simple. You don't have the Stargate option. You can't deal with Stalkers. You don't have Blink. If you play an all-in, it may get spotted, and you may get red and defeated easily. I mean, that's the strengths and weaknesses, I'd say, of it. The strengths of it, though, if you play it in macro well and he plays Roach Ling, then you've got Colossus out really fast, that you're able to deal with Roach and Lings.
But to the point we made previously, Tefel's not the kind of guy that goes Mutas.
But he is a guy that kind of likes to go fast Vipers.
That's true.
Which are also very strong against fast Colossus play.
Yeah.
So a third gas has been thrown down by Elfi. He'll throw down his tech structure in a couple of seconds' time. He's got 100 gas for the Robo.
Yep.
There it is, goes. Robo play. So nice prediction on that, nice call. And is it going to be to slowly take a new base, or will it be for a push?
Well,
2 branches to go down. So far, could be both. Could be both.
I'm looking for where he's placing his pylons for that kind of thing, because he generally likes to spread his gateways out a little bit if he's going to go for a big push.
But the Roach Warren's down nice and early, 6:30.
Yep.
He knows that Elfi likes to play like this. The 4th gas taken as well. He's got the Evolution Chamber, just a single one. We're going over to Carapace most likely here. And then the lair as well. The focus on the creep spread to the 3rd base is important. But is it just going to be straight Immortals? Is it an Observer? +1 attack started. The robotics facility is about to finish.
And it's the Observer to kick
a
things
single
off.
Observer to start us off. So it's not the fastest possible Immortal push.
Yeah.
It may be to lean towards taking a 3rd base here with Sentry Zealots. What units does he have at the moment? 2 Sentries and a Zealot.
Yeah.
An Immortal started behind this, though. After the Observer. It's still open on what he does. Pro production is at what? 45.
45.
He's not building them, Kaelaris. If you don't build probes, then why would you take a 3rd base if you don't have probes to go there?
Yeah.
More gateways have been added on, sporadically spread inside his main base.
Giving that extra pylon up to the top right to add more if he wants to. Layers on the way here for Tefel, as well as Speed and Carapace. So just getting geared up here to go for any kind of defensive posture. Hydralisk Den as well.
Immediately, 63 drones is on the high end of a defense, but he shouldn't really be adding more. He's got a single drone coming in. That may be too much to add on too, but with Carapace coming in and the Hydralisk down nice and early, already having to 250 gas, a good set of overlords in as well. Oh, don't build too many more drones. He's got another drone in production now. Got to be very careful with drone production. He needs a lot of Hydras.
But this is the thing about Tefel. This is something that we said at the very beginning of this broadcast. Is that Tefel, he loves his Hydralisks. He adores his Hydralisks. He got away with the minimal amount of Roaches, 5, to then go Hydra crazy. To the point where he'll probably have way more Hydras than any other unit once if a push comes along.
He knows a push is coming. He's seen it. He's got creep spread to his 3rd. He'll have the high ground, a robotics bay. Good God, Elfi, you sometimes confuse me, and probes being made. The thing is, he's pushing out now. This won't kill his opponent. It can't kill his opponent.
It has to be a recall, if anything, but he's going
already
to bring it
coming
back. Yeah.
He's seen his opponent's defense. He knows it can't work. This is a perfect setup from Tefel.
Yep.
He marches forward again. This has to be a recall. If he loses his mothership core, I'm going to scream. Because then he can't recall. But yeah, he's taking a third.
Oh, Elfi.
Oh, Elfi, man. You confuse the best of us.
If he's got us for a loop, then I can't imagine what's going on in Tefel's mind. Although that being said, he needs to recall. He needs to recall. He needs to recall.
Oh, what the hell are those
he needs to recall.
Those first set of force fields were great. They were funny force fields, man. They just got slapped down. At this point, Elfi's in trouble because he doesn't have a Colossus. This Hydra's on the way.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Hydras. He needs a Colossus. He really, really needs a Colossus.
Yeah, he throws down Time Warp here to try and slow down as much of this army as he possibly can do. No muscular augments with these Hydralists, so he can't continually push up against this. Actually, more force fields. He could kill off quite a bit of that, but he's going to lose quite a lot in the process. He loses the Mothership Core. He doesn't want to lose his Immortals. One of them goes down. And these Hydralists are they're just doing so much damage.
Hydras are great versus Stalker and Immortals here, and he gets pushed back off his attempt to take a third. And what I mean, you can hammer this down, but as soon as the first Colossus comes out, which it should be out, he has to run. And then it's going to run up to the third base. If he goes to the third and gets a cancel, they're so slow.
Yeah, they're not getting any cancels, my friend. They're just trying to go home. Yeah. If they have muscular augments, they could go up here, probably do some damage, and then run away.
Elfi keeps his third base, though.
Yeah.
That's kind of big. What did he really lose there? Units? All right, he's got money, though. You know, Tefel lost units, too.
Yeah.
But there we see the Infestation Pit coming down. Straight to Hive here. Straight to Vipers, straight to bring the Colossus out. So what's the drone count? Sorry, real fast. It's 70. Perfect. Don't build any more drones. Straight to Hive. Complete +1 attack. Get +2. Vipers, end the game. That's the plan.
Yep.
And it will probably work.
Probably.
You need Templar Archives down, but Elfi's quite far away from getting that. He needs feedback to prevent the Vipers from coming in, otherwise it's over.
And once again,
it's that simple.
On a 3-base Protoss, I have seen Tefel get, once again, kind of stuck in a rut with Roach Hydra Viper. I've seen him get stuck in a rut. It sometimes gets to the point where if the Protoss can hold off for so long, then eventually their army just becomes too strong. Because Tefel here is only on 1 Evolution Chamber's worth of upgrades. And his upgrades are never going to be that phenomenal going into the later stages of the game. But holding this off is going to be so ridiculously difficult.
The holding this off is the worst part of this. The forge is getting rebuilt. This is a fight I'm not too sure about for Tefel. It's good, but it's also bad. It takes away from the overall plan if this doesn't work.
Yeah, this Colossi.
But also at the same time, he's got a lot of money to replenish it, so...
Well, he locks down a lot of the area, and this Colossi stay alive whilst dishing out some damage. He killed off some sentries and forced a lot of force fields to be thrown down.
I'd say that's an okay. I was thinking about it, and it's not too bad.
It's pretty good.
Because think about it, he's already at 200 supply. He's got to wait for Vipers to be made. He might as well try and trade off some units and replenish them, which he can, while wearing Elfi down, not allowing Elfi to keep on rising in supply. So, yeah, I like that fight from Tefel.
Even at 205 supply now, as he did make some Spore Crawlers and cancel them off here. So Elfi's going to have a whole lot more to... He's moving out.
Yeah, he's moving out, but the 3 Vipers are seconds away.
He has to recall. He has to go home.
If the Vipers charge up their energy, come and bring the Colossus in...
That's it.
Then he loses... Elfi's in really, really big trouble here. The Templar Archive's only just now coming down. He needs Templar. He has to feedback these units.
Yeah, he's getting that Templar Archives down now, and you're right. He absolutely needs the High Templars out. If he can get them out, the dance between High Templars and Vipers, I think is in favor of Protoss personally, but we'll see now. That army's huge.
The Colossus!
They're gonna
die.
get
pulled in.
It's gonna go down, man.
Hide.
And there you go, there's one pull. It gets dragged completely forwards there, straight to those roaches, killing that off instantly. Third and fourth, second and third even, do get pulled along as well. And this army just absolutely demolishes Elfi, pushing on forwards. There's one Colossus left, but doesn't need a grab for that one. That one goes down as well. Roaches deal with that.
Oh, Protoss players, I feel your pain. That was painful to watch. And Elfi is in trouble. The series is going to be tied up. And we will be going to game number 3 here.
And there you go. GG for game number 2. Tefel ties things up. Game number 3, as you said, and it's going to be on Belshir Vestige.
Belshir Vestige is going to be the next map.
Yes.
Which, You know, I thought that would be the map that he'd attempt to 2-base all in rather than try to play a macro game. So now coming into this last map, it's difficult to go for a big 2-base play. Maybe the way that Tefel plays this out, let me think about Tefel's build for Oils Fast. I reckon maybe one of the best strategies to pick up on pull and use is gateway expand into a 4th gateway hidden, or actually it doesn't really matter, towards trying to pick off the 3rd base of his opponent and play from that position.
Yeah.
That may be a goal of his.
Do you want to go with a Warp Prism with that 4-gate aggression?
No,
do you not want
just probe out there nice and early.
All right, okay.
Nice and early. I think, I don't know, that's just me stabbing in the dark, hoping to hit something here. But we are going to go to the final game here to decide who moves on with MVP to the round of 16.
Yeah.
Who's coming to the studios? Who's coming to Cologne, Germany for a while? Is it going to be Elfi or is it Tefel?
I think it's important to note that the reason we discuss Elfi's build options a lot here is because Tefel, in essence, he always is so stable, generally, against these earlier plays that we don't really need to focus down too much on what Tefel's doing because he is always really, really strong and sturdy.
He's the reactionary player, right?
Yeah. So it's a little bit more on Elfi's side. What he needs to lead the game, in essence. He needs to kind of make the pathway through the entire series.
Yeah, he does. And we've got invites ready, and it looks like both of these players are just about ready to perform this last map.
Last map of the night.
Yeah, last map of the night, no matter what now.
Yep.
And we will, by the way, be having a Skype call with the winner after we find out who is going to win and have a quick conversation with them. So after the last game finishes, do stick around and we'll get that Skype call going and we'll ask a couple of questions about the round of 16 and whatnot.
If it's Tefel, I want to ask him about that first game with MVP. That'll be interesting to ask about.
I'll let you ask him about that.
You don't want to ask that?
No. I'll let you do that.
All right.
I'll let you do that.
I'll gladly.
I'll do it. Be me.
All right. So, Belshir Vestige is map number 3 here as we get on to Elfi versus Tefel. Going on to the final game of the night, guys. Let's jump right on in. See who is that player advancing on to the round of 16 and spawning up to the top left as our blue Zerg, tying things up. He is Dignitas Tefel. And spawning down to the bottom right as our red Protoss, we have Ence Elfi.
There he is. There he is. Could be performing live for you guys in a couple of weeks' time. And it's going to be a... I was going to say, I just saw the pylon and then I saw a cannon rush appear. But if it was in reverse positions, absolutely. Absolutely. Cannon rush, very, very good in reverse positions here. Not as strong going up north, but still viable. The reason is that location at the south base. I'm not sure. You must have seen some games recently. Yeah, SOS, man. That guy.
He's done it like 3 times on this map.
What? Where is this? Where are you going? Okay. I thought he was going to throw down like a 12 forge. But he's off to move his way across the other side of the map nice and early for a scout. So nothing to panic with. Wait. Is that a probe coming down to build a forge?
He is going for the forge.
13 forge.
Uh-oh.
That is early.
Well, the thing is that Tefel never goes hatch first. I don't know why he would against Elfi here anyway, but... So this doesn't work that well right now, because the spawning pool's already on the way.
Still can work, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Elfi. I'm watching to see if he sends out a second probe. He goes in, he spots the...
He's going to zap away.
The pool, and he's going to leave. Obviously, the hatchery is going to follow very shortly. He may just leave, let the hatchery come down. You know, we could be just panicking over nothing now. There's 2 probes come down. Tefel knows how dangerous Elfi is.
Well, pylon
it's not going to be a cannon rush.
Yeah, it's on the block here. Probably going to go for the Nexus behind this. The probe is already in position to throw down that Nexus.
Yeah. Was an option, though, if there was hatchery first or something, for sure. Yeah, definitely set himself up for an option. They don't just go 13 forge every game. Yeah,
but if there's any player to go for a cannon rush against of a Zerg opponent that would go hatchery first, it's not likely Tefel, because when was the last time you saw him go hatchery first?
Yeah,
even against Terran.
Even against Terran, that's funny, yeah, even against Terran. Definitely not against Zerg. So we do have just the Forge Nexus Gateway and then cannon to follow this up. So the options of aggression in the early stage is minimal, if not none. for Elfi at this point. So Tefel gets a you know, go pass. Wait, no, is it pass, go, collect
200?
200.
I was playing Monopoly recently.
Really?
Yeah. World of Warcraft Monopoly.
World of Warcraft Monopoly.
Yeah, oh, don't ask. Anyway.
He's quite greedy with his late cannon. Look at that. That's quite a late cannon. And Zerglings are coming across. He got the gateway, pylon, and gases in the main before the cannon. But the Zerglings, lucky, are at the Xel'Naga towers.
Yeah.
That actually increases Elfi's production capabilities because he has early gas. Could mean something.
Could do.
Doesn't, you know, it means that he's got gas backed up a little bit earlier. It means that as soon as the Cybernetics core is finished, he has a bit more gas than he would do usually because he, you know, changed the cannon on the gas order. Could mean aggression. Could mean an extra sentry.
Wow, a whole extra sentry. Actually, you know, sometimes does make the difference, depending on how many force fields you want. But Elfi now moving on back with his probe. Only one Zergling trailing that, so he can't kill it off. And the third is going down for Tefel, so pretty standard from him. Yeah, I mean, he knows his opponent's going for an expansion build. He's seen everything that's going on. So he, once again, feels pretty comfortable in his position.
Yeah. I mean, Tefel should feel comfortable. The only thing he's got to worry about is just sending in the Overlord at the right time. Is Elfi only mining a couple from his gas in the main base? Did I just see that flick past?
Two in each.
Oh.
Wasn't he in 3 before?
Yeah.
What's he up to?
When you're only in 2 in each. I mean, he did get them a bit earlier, so he could have just decided, yeah, I mined a little bit too much gas.
Yeah.
But usually when you see that, we're going to see gateways come down. He did Chrono Boost once into the Cybernetics core.
Pylon's position.
Does he have a pylon out on the map? A probe? No.
He does not, but he's sending one. Oh, no, that's
it's a Stalker. And he's adding on 3 gateways. That's a total of 4. Only 4, though.
Yeah.
Mothership core's coming out, too. Chrono Boost in the Cybernetics core again. And halted probe production. A 5th gateway.
Yeah.
There's his choice. It's going to be a big 8 gateway attack with no +1 attack. He's gone, sending out the probe. The probe is coming to join the Stalker Zealot Mothership core. This series will end one way or the other.
Yeah, and he cleared out the watchtowers. He cleared out the watchtowers, so he's not going to know this probe's on the way. He's just going to think it's a Zealot Stalker Mothership core poke here, which is pretty common in this matchup nowadays, to be honest.
Yeah, and he brings down 1 queen.
It's a good pick-off. Good micro here by Elfi, actually, until that Zealot got surrounded a little bit, but he's doing well with the Stalker.
No, he doesn't want to try to talk down that 2nd queen. He's got a probe there. He's got his gateways finishing up. The Overlord spotted it. Did he get Zergling speed yet? I don't think he did.
He produced a lot of Zerglings, but I don't think...
No, only just now. Slow Zerglings, a few roaches, supply block a little bit there with 2 Overlords on the way.
But he knows this is all here. He could kill off these 2 pylons. There's one at the very back in the middle of the map. But there's Stalkers constantly now on the way.
He's killing off the queens, which means no lava injects. He's going to be really hurt. He's got 10 roaches on the way. The pylon, no! He needs that pylon. He's got another one south, but...
It's so far away.
It's so far away, and it's only just now being constructed. That means units have to travel from the south.
Good time warp there does slow down a lot of those Zerglings. Gets 1 or 2 of them there for free, but
Elfi,
still.
Losing that pylon, I think that's really hurt his progression.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, with 13 roaches out now, if he'd have had another warpin's worth of units there, maybe he could try and combat this. But now he's having to buy a lot more time. He's microing back very, very nicely there, though.
But and it's not with +2 attack or anything here. Yeah, Zergling speed on its way.
Once that Zergling speed comes out, and if he sticks exclusively to Stalkers, then that's going to be catastrophic for him. Good preparation of those Stalkers for the Concave here with the Time Warp, trying to shut down these roaches. But still, even with this many roaches out, I think they're still doing what they need to.
Yeah, Tefel's just so good defensively.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. He's so good at defending these kind of all-ins. That's exactly how he beat Elfi at DreamHack last week too, by defending against these all-ins, which Elfi's known for doing.
Throwing down as many pylons as he possibly can do in this position. He knows he needs to warp in, but to that point, Tefel now knows the desperation his opponent is in. So he just makes nothing but units regardless of what was happening actually before. Elfi now losing a few of these units as they warp in as well. All the pylons are indeed down, but Elfi doesn't have the production capabilities to keep up with Tefel.
Elfi looks like he may be falling down to Challenger League here.
I think so.
And it looks like Tefel may be the player to move on, getting round of 16 at DreamHack just a week ago. And is now looking to get the round of 16 here as well.
Yeah. Very, very impressive here by Tefel. Really kind of just making a mark here in the first group, making sure, I mean, taking out people like BCQT and Elfi is a very, very impressive run. Those two players are nothing to be sniffed at in the European scene, especially BCQT, who has always been regarded as one of the most solid players.
So look at this now. This is the sign. This is like Elfi with his tail between his legs. Gas is coming down, pro production beginning, additional cannons to defend. Meanwhile, Tefel just drones up, gets the layer, and then we'll add on the Hydralisk Den. With the Hydralisk Den coming down, he'll go to how he was positioned in the previous map. This is nothing more than the recall here, I believe.
Yeah.
He's got good position, but he's going to lose everything to the units that pop out. This is just to slow the drone production down and a bit of scouting, but it should be nothing more than just a recall.
Yeah, he's going to try and hold on where he can here. Killing off a few drones, not too bad. And has killed off 4 in total, and now should recall out with that 100 NG that he does have banked up. And there we go. So, saves 2 Stalkers in the end.
Yeah, Twilight Council and Robo coming down all at once. DTs, I mean, he hasn't even got +1 attack yet. So Twilight Council, is it Blink and Immortals? Is it DTs?
He started pro production again.
I guess Blink.
Unless...
Yeah. It makes the most sense. Well, he cancelled Blink in +1, and then Blink. Should be Blink next. You can't go DTs from this position. It'll take too long.
Yeah.
You have to just utilize Blink in this position here.
And now...
Immortal +1 and Blink. But the thing is, the Hydralisk Den should be coming. It is coming.
Yeah, it is. That's what I was about to say. The fact that he has that going now, that's where Tefel feels most comfortable.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be broken by anything here, I don't think, by Elfi.
No, this is a very difficult position for Elfi to be in. It's when you dedicate to an all-in and it doesn't work, you're going to get punished. It's that simple. There's no playing from behind. There's no, I'm sorry, can we go back to an equal? No. Nope. There is no going back to an equal game.
Especially with these roaches now about to deny +1.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be frustrating. Back down to 0-0.
Yep. And even Pylon's going down as well. He could actually probably just kill him off with quite a lot of these roaches. There's a mortal popping out, so should be able to shut down quite a lot of this for now. But still, so many roaches. 166 to 79 supply is a very, very good position for Mr. Tefel.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, he didn't really need to get Hydra range. I would have got Hydra speed and just rallied over Hydralisks.
Yeah.
But he's going up to the Hive. Basically, what Tefel's doing is not going full Foreigner. What he's going for here is guaranteeing 100% that he wins this game. And that is by going up to Vipers and Hydralisks again. Pull in the Immortals, pull in the Colossus if they come out, blind and cloud the army. Whatever it takes to win the game and not to screw up. Remember at the start of this broadcast, Tefel, put it lightly, messed up against MVP and almost was able to do it. And he doesn't want that to happen again.
No, definitely not here. And he's doing a very, very good job of keeping himself well composed here in this game. Just sending a few roaches in before this wave of aggression to kill off some probes at the back of that natural. Whilst doing a very, very good job of barreling down on the natural once again here with this wave of aggression. He's just sealing himself that spot here. Again, 179 supply to 84. Very, very good position here for Tefel.
It's a game 1 position.
Yeah.
It's over. Like, this is not going to work for Elfi. As much as he tries to micro, he's lost his cybernetics core, he's lost his wall, he's losing his Immortals. He's facing that he's going back down to Challenge League.
And there you go. GG, guys. Tefel is the last player in Group A, advancing on to the round of 16. So that means we have MVP and Tefel moving on.
What a fantastic month and a half or so, I'd say, from Tefel to play in the qualification for Challenger League, to rise up through the ranks, to play in Challenger League himself, to make his way through beating Naniwa in the last game, remember, to get himself into Premier League, playing a round of 16 finish at DreamHack Summer just a week ago, to a round of 16 finish here as well in the Premier League, or at least a round of 16 finish. A great set of results for him.
Very, very impressive. So that means, guys, we are going to go to a short break. And then when we are back, we are going to have an interview with the winner, Mr. Dignitas Tefel, in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.